So tonight on my live broadcast, we discussed a lot of things, and one of the things that came up was potentially opening or owning my own security company. And that got me thinking, as a former entrepreneur and business owner, I can think of 5 reasons why you should not open a business, and I'm going to talk about that in today's debrief. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Holy smokes, I'm no joke out the bullpen. Bringing nothing but heat, leave you hanging like clothespins. He's a beast when he goes in, ice cold frozen. The first round draft pick, number 1 chosen.
Hey, how's it going, guys? It's your boy, Atypical Security Guard. I want to thank you for joining me for today's debrief. I'm sitting fireside here in Tennessee drinking a little bit of Kentucky bourbon. This is Woodridge Reserve, a great little company, and I absolutely love their liquor. And tonight we're going to be talking about 5 reasons why you should not open a security company, or actually any business for that fact. Now, I can very easily give you 100,000 reasons why you should open a business, and I think that a lot of people on YouTube have probably done that. But I want to talk to you about some things that you should be aware of so that maybe you can make sure that you don't put yourself in a lot of situations like I did and end up in, let's just say, financial dire straits. So today we'll be talking about that. Always remember that my sole purpose for having this channel is to help educate, motivate, train, and inform new and interested in learning security guards so that we can help push the industry forward, make more money, be more successful, and do great things. So let's get started. I'm spitting all of this off the top, okay? So I'm going to start with number 5. This is in no particular order, although I guarantee you number 1 will probably be my number 1 thing. The number 5 reason why you should not open your own business is that you are training your future competition. What? The reason why you should not open your own business is that when you start something like that, generally you're doing it because you have a way of thinking that is different, right? That is atypical to the other people that are doing it in your area. Now, truth be told, you probably just have a small spin on something, but having a small spin on something is what makes companies successful. There were plenty of companies that had the Uber model before Uber did it. I think there was a company called, Rideshare or Pickup, even the taxi industry, right? But the way that Uber marketed themselves, the way that they positioned themselves, and the time in which they came along, it made Uber successful. It made Lyft successful where these other companies weren't successful. When you decide to go out on your own, you have a vision for your company. You have a vision for how things can be different under your leadership or what it is that you're bringing to the table. When you employ people and you bring them in, you're giving them access to your information. You're giving them access into your way of thinking, your viewpoint, the way that you motivate people, the way that you approach the market, how you put information out, just how you carry yourself in terms of securing contracts. All of that is readily available to your employees. And at some point in time, another ambitious employee is going to have that same thought. I can do this differently, and I can do this better. And in a way, you will have trained your future competition. If they stay in that same area, if they stay in that same field of focus, you have to be very aware of the potential that you're training someone that now knows all of your industry secrets, but they've also been around you to kind of notice your weaknesses in leadership, your weaknesses in management, your weaknesses in money management or finances, all of those things. So that's one large aspect of owning a business that you have to be aware of, and you have to put stop gaps, non-compete clauses, if they're applicable in your area, putting information gaps or locks on your information in terms of what people can have access to, what they can share. That's something that you have to be aware of if you decide that you're going to open a business, and know that that is something that can happen. Number 4, what would I say number 4 is? Number 4 is the misconception that running your business makes you in charge, right? One of the reasons why I have always gravitated towards entrepreneurship is because I don't really like listening to other people. I am I've gotten better at being a people person, but I'm not big on like groups. I'm not big on, teams, all those kind of things. And that's led me to be a loner. And as a loner, I always feel more successful and more able to control my environment. And unfortunately, when you're working in an environment as an actual business, you're never really free to do that completely as much as you think. When you start a company and you're the person that makes the decisions, the person that calls the shots, you still have to have employees. And even if you don't have employees, you have to work with contractors. And even if you're not working with contractors, you have to work with city officials or government officials. So you never truly get completely removed from having to work with other people, listen to other people, or concede to other people. The misconception that, hey, I'll just start my own company, I'll do what I want, when I want, that's not necessarily, to a degree, that's true, but it's not necessarily how it will always be. And that's kind of a rude awakening for people as they get into entrepreneurship. You open up your own business, you start your own LLC, you purchase things, you're ready to go, and then coming right out of the gate, you're beholden to someone who's still writing that check. That doesn't go away just because you own the company. Number 3 would be finding people to work that are quality. See, we can all find people, right? There's people out there that will take the check, right? There's a lot of people that want the check. There's a very small amount of people that want the job. Let me say that again. There's a lot of people that you can find that will take the check. There's not a lot of people that you will be able to find that want the job, to actually do the work. And when you open a security company, we're talking about right off the bat, in order for you to secure contracts, and we've kind of said this before, those big box companies, they have a monopoly on all of the good business, quote unquote. So what's left are Section 8 apartments, rodeos, nightclubs, abandoned malls, all kinds of things, right? These situations that are high risk and very low reward or low return in terms of getting started, right? And so when you're looking for quality people, you're approaching someone and you're saying, look, I'm starting this company, I've got limited resources, I'm coming fresh out the gate, I can offer you X, Y, and Z, but I need you to work an overnight shift from 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. I need you to be on point, not fall asleep. Like, you're asking a lot for a small amount potentially of money in terms of what people think they should be getting paid. So to find someone that's going to have your vision, that's going to have your commitment to your company, and then take to heart how important it is that this is your business, this is your mortgage on the line. You've probably, sacrificed a lot of personal finances, whatever it is. It's just hard to get people to buy into that. And again, when you do find someone that buys into that, typically they want to do the exact same thing, and you end up having a situation where that person is leaving and potentially taking some of your employees or a lot of your ideas. So it's very, very difficult to duplicate yourself or replicate yourself with good employees, because it's hard to find people at the very, very beginning who are going to want to do the type of work for the amount of time, for the amount of pay, and it ultimately it puts you in a situation where you're having to go and cover shifts for people that are calling off or not showing up, and you're having to clean things up where somebody's made a mistake or not followed post orders, all kinds of issues. And what you think is going to give you a situation where you have less headaches because you're able to delegate to more people, it puts you in a situation where you're actually working twice as hard to kind of clean up the mess that somebody else has created. I think that was number 3, okay? Number 2 is the financial commitment. When you open your own business, the amount of money that you pour into it on startup costs, it's insane. I've opened 2 fitness gyms, I've opened 1 gymnastics school, I've bought into 2 other gymnastics schools. The amount of time that I've spent $30,000 in the last 15, 20 years, it blows my mind. And I'm just like, oh my God, why didn't I just save that money? Why didn't I invest that money? Why didn't I do something different? But I'm a dreamer. I'm a very emotionally based person. You guys see me crying on here all the time. Like, I get an idea and I think that I can do something, and I move towards it. I don't necessarily regret it, but the amount of money that I've spent trying to start businesses, it's mind-boggling. It's well over the $100,000 range. And for you to start a business in any capacity, guys, you're going to have to spend a lot of money. The financial investment side of it, the commitment side of it, and to know that most businesses fail. Most businesses do not make it past the 3-year mark. That's very, very, very difficult. If you've never had to file bankruptcy and sit in a U.S. bankruptcy court and have a bankruptcy lawyer or bankruptcy attorney grill you as to why your finances were out of order and what you're going to do to stay out of that situation in the future, and have that on your credit report, pay cash for everything, not be able to buy anything, I'm telling you, be very, very aware of that possibility. Investing everything that you have into your business can put you on the wrong end of a financial situation that you don't want to be in. And I tell you this from first-hand experience. So, number one, my number one reason for not starting a business is, at the end of the day, it's all on you, right? Win or lose, on you. Succeed or fail, on you. Finances going in, on you. Oh, you can't make payroll? Guess what? You're legally bound. It's on you, coming out of your own pocket to make payroll, right? Your employees don't show up and you're with your kids, you're at a graduation, and your employee hasn't shown up, and this is a contract that means something to you, it's on you. You're on vacation, someone hasn't shown up or someone's done something and you've got to go in, it's on you. At the end of the day, it is all on you. What you think is going to lead to financial freedom and freedom of time, at the end of the day, it ends up all being on you. And guys, I am telling you, if you have never lived that, if you've never lived getting that 3 a.m. phone call to come in because someone has done something wrong, or someone has messed something up, or someone has destroyed something, or they've injured somebody, or they've done something to get themselves arrested. Guys, I cannot tell you how heartbreaking, mortifying, and stressful that situation is. Everybody is not built for ownership. Some of you will be. Some of you are. Some of you are watching this and you're like, yep, got it. Yep, got it. Not a problem. Got it. Yep, bring it. Bring it. And I was like that. I'm going on 44 years old. From the time that I was 19 to the time that I was 39, 40, that was me, right? Burn it to the ground, rebuild it. Burn it to the ground, rebuild it. Burn it to the ground, rebuild it. Burn it to the ground up until 2020. And I said, you know what? Maybe it's time to pivot. So buyer beware, okay? If that's your desire, if that's your dream, if that's what you're currently doing, I commend you. Guys, I was an entrepreneur for over 20 years. I respect it. I get it. But it's not for everybody, and you better make sure it's for you before you invest a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of energy for a very, very small return at the very beginning. If you can make it past that 3-year mark, 5-year mark, you might be able to start seeing some real differences. But at the very beginning, a lot of what I'm saying is going to be what you're going to deal with. So just keep that in mind, all right? I want to thank you guys so much for taking time to listen to me tonight, sitting here by the fire, drinking a little bit of whiskey. I hope you guys are all being safe. As always, please watch your six and be great. Good night.